Dr. McCulloch, thank you for your evidence today. It's very interesting and important. I'm interested in your views on the spate of heart pains and collapses we've been seeing in the sporting arena in the last little period. Of course, we had a number of people here who have had similar incidents in the community, but the sports people seem to be the ones that are attracting a lot of headlines. What can you tell us? I know that's a broad topic and there's a lot of angles to it, but what can you tell us about your views on what's happening out there amongst those sporting people?
I'm concerned, although I can't show evidence to this effect, but I'm concerned that some of these athletes, or maybe most of them, have taken the vaccine and they may have either one of two potentially fatal conditions. One is myocarditis or heart inflammation, and the other is blood clots that can shoot to the lungs and be fatal. But it's very concerning, particularly the myocarditis, because now we have data from Scharf and colleagues from Kaiser Permanente in California showing the rate is astronomical, 532 cases per million young individuals who take the vaccine. The background rate of myocarditis, which can occur sporadically, is only 4 cases per million. So it's astronomical. It's 90% men, and it extends even up to age 60. So it extends into a higher age range. We have fatal cases reported in the United States. Gill and colleagues have reported from Connecticut 2 young boys who took Pfizer, and they died on days 3 and 4 and had autopsies. The parents were horrified to find their kids dead at home. And in fact, they died of fatal myocarditis. And they reported an overlay of what's called catecholamine-induced toxicity, meaning that it looks like sports and adrenaline actually are the trigger for sudden death in these athletes when they have myocarditis, either clinically recognized or subclinical myocarditis. So now some medical practices in the United States won't release the athletes to play until they've been checked for myocarditis, that they have EKG, blood tests, and cardiac echoes. This has made a major problem. Australia is a very big sporting country. I know that. I've been there several times. And this is now a big issue since so many young people have ill-advised taking the vaccine and now may have suffered heart damage and have to be checked for it. There's reports today that tennis star Rafael Nadal, he can't breathe. He said he can't breathe, and now he's going to be checked invariably for myocarditis or blood clots to the lungs. Both can be fatal. So young people don't need the vaccines because for them, COVID-19 is a very mild illness. Now, those who are promoting the vaccines, they have a belief system that the vaccines really don't work unless everybody takes the vaccine, including tiny children and young people. That's the reason why the vaccines are being forced on the whole population, because there's a theory that the vaccines really don't work unless everybody takes them. And it's that theory that's driving, I think, a lot of ill-advised vaccination in individuals. Remember the Great Barrington Declaration, which many worldwide experts agreed to, suggested that the vaccine, if it was safe, would only play a role in the senior citizens or those at risk, not to be applied to young people or children.
Can I just ask you quickly a follow-up to that as well? We hear often the response to these reports of myocarditis that, it's nothing but mild and it'll pass. Can I get your views on the condition myocarditis and whether or not even mild cases can lead to long-term problems?
It's true. Well, the original CDC review, as well as an analysis by Hogue and colleagues from University of California, Davis, and now Trong from the University of Utah in Salt Lake, showed that the majority of people with myocarditis are sick enough to be hospitalized, the majority. So it can't be mild. By regulatory definition, if something requires hospitalization, it's serious. So the majority of cases are serious. They're not mild. They're serious. And as I pointed out, a study by Gill, another one by Choi, another one by Verma, show that it can be fatal. So it can't be mild if they're in the hospital or they've died in the published literature. So it can't be mild because they're hospitalized and they die. So it must be serious. The other thing is that it's far more common than we ever thought. And now a paper by Tishopi and colleagues before COVID, but they've analyzed young people with myocarditis. It turns out about a third in the Shopi paper never recover back up to normal, and about 13% have deep damage and require progressive heart failure treatment, including ICDs, heart failure medication, and heart transplantation.